Alright guys, well welcome back to another episode of GotGameTesters, where we play test board and card games for you and let you decide whether or not they're good enough to get published. Today's game is actually a simple color tile laying game called Crootle by a company called World Village Games. I believe it's their first one, but the most important part about this though is that they're actually trying to build this company simply so that way they can help others who have a hard time getting work. So that way they can work for this company. So it's for a good cause. So why don't we go ahead and, with that said, check it out. Okay, so basically this is the setup. It's going to be randomized in terms of like which colors are going to be randomized for the game of Crootle. But you're going to use this measuring stick per se. This is, what is this called? This is technically the Tree Saver game board. And the funny story is my wife, she actually said, how's this saving trees when it's made out of paper? Anyway, so that's the game board. You can make it twice as long if you want. Just for the explanations, we're just going to keep it as an 8x8, but you can make it up to 16x16, which is about 2 feet, give or take. So you're going to randomize the different colors with this game, and then everyone's actually going to get 4 of these colors, and they're going to randomly choose 2 out of the 4. So let's just say that I've got green and yellow, which in this case is going to take me from one corner to the next. So I'm going to have to travel with my Crootle cards. Now it's just a bunch of tons and tons of different combinations of these little color tiles, and as you can see, it's just the 4 different colors but in different combinations. And all you're going to do, believe it or not, on your turns, you're going to start off with 10, and every turn after that you're going to get 5. You're going to place down these tiles, and you can only touch, now in this case I had the green and the yellow, right? So I have to go from here to here. I can only place tiles that touch back to the yellow and the green. I cannot touch the blue or the red in any case. So I would have to find things like a double yellow there, and then we have the triple green yellow combo over there, and then I have to find, just all sorts of different combinations until basically until one person connects to the other side. So let's see if I can actually give this a shot for a little bit. Lots of green and yellow combos here. Let's see if I can get some more fancy tiles going on. Ka-chow. Just like that. Look at that. Wow, I am so good at this game. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go for now, but you kind of get the point. Once somebody connects both corners, or they connect, some people can have the same objective as you, essentially, if they pick the same 2 colors. Someone, in terms of a 4-player game, that's more likely to happen. Sometimes you could, everyone's got different versions of the sides or something like that, and that's basically the game. There's not really a whole lot to it, so I'm just basically going to stop the explanation just on that note, that you're going to try to connect one color to another using the different color combinations. There is a variant in terms of getting points if you can kind of build a little 4-square thing like that. And they also give you a time limit of 2 minutes per round. And personally, I kind of think if you make a smaller game board of about the 8x8 size, you can kind of give it a minute. But that's just my personal choice. So that's it. That's the game Crootle. All right, guys. Well, we're back. Brought James back with us today. And we're going to talk about Crootle.
Yeah, it's Crootle.
Yeah, it's so Crootle.
I know.
I'm a Crootle noob, according to James.
That's right.
Crootle noob.
He is a Crootle noob.
Oh gosh. Anyway, except for I won.
Barely.
Oh, whatever. Okay, so all right, let's talk about. Okay, let's just start off by saying that Crootle is definitely a family-oriented game. Okay, this is not the normal gamer games that we like to play, right? That we sit down to play. But it is for kind of a good cause. The guy's trying to start a company to make games where he can employ hard-to-employ people. So kudos to him. Crootle points to him, I guess we can say, right?
That's right.
Anyway, so it's for a good cause, and I think he's doing a good job. It's a pretty simple game. And what did you think about it?
I thought it was different than a lot of games I play. I could definitely see people that would really like it. Mm-hmm. It's not my favorite game.
Yeah.
I just don't like it quite as well as other games I would play.
Yeah.
But I could see
Grandma.
My grandma would love it.
Right.
My dad would really like it. It's a game that doesn't take as much time. That's
super simple to explain.
Super easy to learn.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of hard to win.
super hard. Oh my gosh, let me just say that right now. You believe that this little colored tile game is like, okay, it's over in 5 minutes, right? Well, it says on the thing it's a 5 to 20 minute game. That freaking game takes so long and it's so hard to win, all right? I give them kudos for that, but like, why does it have to be so hard sometimes? Like, we'll sit there and we're waiting for that one special tile, you know? It's the one color tile. And then sometimes, like, the last game we played, it was just, I was putting down all my tiles and all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait, that's the one I need to win. I think I just won, James. And he's like, oh, well, time's up, you know? So, anyway, yes, very hard, but super easy to learn.
The funny thing, too, is you had that tile for 3 rounds and you didn't notice that you had it.
I did?
You could have won for 3 rounds and you didn't know.
Oh my god.
Anyway. You have to look for patterns, and there's a few things we noticed with the tiles. The patterns are, there's a certain... Like, there's some things that never happen in the tiles.
He had 5 of the exact same tile at one point.
I picked 5 of the exact same tiles, and so I couldn't play. It was awful.
Because you need mirrored ones.
But it was just the luck of the draw for me.
That's true.
But we noticed when you play, like, you want to make sure if you have like corners bordering each other, they need to be the same color, or else the tiles are impossible to play there. Yeah. So we started like having tactics to try and win.
Yeah, after our first game, it started to make a little bit more sense. I mean, we had a stalemate in the first one. Took forever. And a 2-person game definitely needs to be a lot smaller. But in a 4-person game, it could be bigger. Like, it's no problem there. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to say that it's definitely your mom and pop thing. Like, you know, for the older generations or people who are just simply not familiar with games or don't even like games, you can still sit down and play Crootle with them.
Yeah, I know.
That's
like,
for sure.
Especially people who don't really like games.
Yeah,
they would like Crootle.
Right. Like, board games is in my genes. Unfortunately for my father, however, he really can't stand games because he thinks they're too hard. But I think this one I can definitely pull out and say, you know, Dad, here's a simple game. It's just a couple of colors. That's all you got to remember. Match the colors, and that's really all it is. Match the colors. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, let's just go ahead and give it the rating then. Do you give Crootle the Got Game seal of approval?
Well, for me,
and you can give it partial. It's okay.
I would say partial. I think it definitely is for a specific kind of player, and I think anyone could play it, but it wouldn't be a game that everyone would absolutely love and want to play all the time.
Right.
There'd be a certain amount of niche people who'd want to play it, and then everyone would play it a few times, but it wouldn't be like their go-to game, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's got 100% game. Like, it's got some game. Actually, it's got some game, somewhere in there. But just because, like, this game is, I mean, it's obvious what you're going to get. It's not like a surprise. It's not going to like, oh, do all these mechanics work? I mean, it's really straightforward. You connect the colors, and then whoever connects the 2 solid colors wins. So definitely, like, the mechanic works. Mm-hmm. I think the tiles are pretty balanced. There's a lot, though, but it's pretty balanced. So, if you're looking for a family-friendly, easy game, I think they even say stocking stuffer because it comes in such a tiny container, then yes, Crootle has got game.
Yeah, and one suggestion I would make is if you wanted kids to play it, you'd want to make the tiles bigger. But besides that...
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, make the tiles twice the size and make the game board only an 8x8 instead of 16x16. And then if people want a more complicated game, they could buy 2 copies of the game. And, yeah, like you said, simply because the small ones, the kids can, you know,
but for family-friendly, I think it's got game.
Yeah, 100% family-friendly. 100%. All right, guys. Well, that's Crootle for you. Hopefully, you'd enjoyed it. If you're looking for a family-friendly game or even a stocking stuffer for the holiday season that's coming up, then this is definitely a game that you can sit down and play with any family member. I'm sure, kids of like maybe 5 years old, all the way to adults of 99 could play this game. So go ahead, check out their Kickstarter. You can just go ahead and check Crootle under their Kickstarter. Crootle, the game of kaleidoscopic proportions. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Got Game Testers.